All right, let's go ahead and talk about volume of prisms. So, volume is where you measure the total space inside of a 3D figure. So that is the volume of something. Volume is measured in cubic units. The reason why is because sometimes they just look like ice cubes. Really, it's because you have three sides that you're measuring together or multiplying together in order to find your volume. So if you look at this example, we have to know that there is a base and a height. But this is just the base and the height of this bottom piece right here. That's to find the area. In order to find the volume, we need to multiply by the height of the prism. So we, instead of having one height, we have two heights. Another way you might see these presented to you is in stacks of cubes. This is very common because to find the volume of a rectangular prism, you have to see how many cubes fit inside of the shape. That's why it's also referred to as cubic units. Let's go ahead and give a shot at the formula and then give a shot at finding the volume. So with the formula, when we look at our reference page, they're going to give it to us as big B times H, or big BH. That big B doesn't mean base. That big B means the area of the base, which is the same as base times height. We just have to multiply it by the height of the prism. So just like I said before when I labeled the example, we have two heights and a base. As long as you multiply those three numbers together, you will find your answer. So let's go ahead and look at this example. We have 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and 5 centimeters. Honestly, I just like this as my base, this is my height, and this is my secondary height. It just makes sense in my brain, and that's what I'm going to use. My volume formula says big B times H. I know that big B is the same as B times H, and then just multiplied by the height of the prism. So I'm going to plug these in. Volume equals 4 times 3 times 5. I like to work from left to right, so 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 5 gives me 60. I need to double check what my measurement unit is, and that is in centimeters. And because it is volume, it is working with 3 multiplying together, so it is cubic, or with a 3 exponent. Oops. We would say this as either centimeters cubed or cubic centimeters. Let's go ahead and flip to the back and look at some more examples. Onto the back, the first thing you're going to notice about number 1 is that it does not have any numbers, and that is okay, because what our job is to count them. They are giving us cubes, so we count how many cubes are there. So on this side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes here. Now I'm going to leave that as my base. Then we're going to count this height part here. There are 3 cubes on that side. And last but not least, we have the height of the actual prism, so it is 3 cubes tall. And those are the numbers we're going to work with and plug into our volume formula in order to find the volume of this prism. So remember, the volume formula is represented as big B times H. I know that big B just means the area of the base, so that's base times height multiplied by the height of the prism. I'm going to plug in those 3 numbers into my volume formula, and I'm going to find the volume of this prism. So I'm going to do 6 times 3 times 3. It doesn't matter what order you go in to multiply, just know that you can multiply either way. I'm going to do 3 times 3 first. So I'm going to do 6 times 3 times 3 is 9. And then 6 times 9 is 54. So one thing I want you to understand is that when it doesn't tell you what the units are, inches, feet, meters, miles, we're going to refer to it as units because we don't know. We don't know if those are an inch or 2 miles wide. So units, and then because we, again, multiplied 3 values of the same units together, it's going to be cubed. So there's going to be that 3 behind the units. All right, next example. Whoops. We're going to this one. It has our numbers already. We're just going to label it real fast, plug it into the volume formula, and find our answer. So for this one, we have base, height, and height. Again, it doesn't matter which one is which in this specific scenario, as long as you plug them all in and do all the math. So again, volume is given to us as big B times H, which is the same as base times height times height. We're going to plug in the values that we have over here. We have 5 times 4 times 10. I like working from left to right, so 5 times 4 is 20, and 20 times 10 is 200. My unit of measurement for this is centimeters, and it is volume, so that means I'm going to put a 3 as my exponent. Please just keep in mind that that big B does not mean the base or just the base length. It gives you 3 for a reason. It's not trying to trick you. You do need, in order to do volume, you do need to multiply 3 numbers together in order to get there.